Longboarding, top mounts, or drop throughs? Which is better? Well, first, I'm going to tell you what's different about them. Drop throughs, they have holes cut in the wood. It's a little bit less durable, a little bit less sturdy. And then you drop the trucks through like this. Mine aren't mounted right now, but they're still dropped in the board. It puts you a little bit lower to the ground. And with drop throughs, it also makes it so you have a smaller standing platform. You can't get your foot up as close to the truck as possible. You kind of have to move it further away, but you can still get it kind of close, just not as close because you can't stand on top of it. It's not stable. So you have to kind of keep your feet further away from the trucks. Also, because it's lower when you lean, it's actually the wood pulling down on the truck. But with the top mount, the wood is over the truck. So when you lean, you're pushing down into the truck. So with these, you get a little bit more carve and a little bit more lean out of them. You can usually work your trucks a little bit more. And because of the downward force, you actually get slightly more grip on your wheels. And because you get more grip and more lean, people usually prefer it for racing. You can rail corners harder. You can turn a little bit sharper with these usually. But with drop throughs, you're lower to the ground slightly. So being lower actually can help with stability if you're just straight bombing. Yeah. I prefer top mount decks for the most part. This is my first deck. I bought a drop through. And if you're curious about them, you can always just take a drop through, undo it, and then mount it as a top mount. Drop throughs work perfectly fine for that. I tried it with this, but I figured that'd be pointless. It's a drop through. You may as well utilize that extra feature of getting lower to the ground. And it's great for pushing around because you're that low. It's more comfy. Also, with a drop through, when you get a riser and you use it, it actually doesn't rise you off the ground. It lowers you to the ground because the riser would go in there. I like top mounts more because bigger standing platform. You can get closer up to your truck so you can walk around more. And also you get better maneuverability, which I like, more carving. These can still be super drifty, super slidey if you like doing power slides. This is still a really solid option to go for a drop through. But top mounts with the right setup, the right wheels, you can still free ride, you can still slide. You might be able to turn a little bit sharper for the most part. Obviously, it depends on your trucks, your wheelbase, the rider, obviously. But these are just like generally what goes on. I like to be able to I like to be able to stand up as close to the trucks as I can. See how close my front foot is? My back foot is basically almost right on top of the trucks. But on this one, this is a double drop deck. It's a little bit different, but it's still a drop deck. So see, my foot has got to be at least a few inches away. So because of that, it's a little bit further away. You get a little bit less leverage over your trucks. You get a little bit less torque. Torque is equal to force times distance. So the distance between your legs is smaller. So if the distance between your legs is smaller, that means the torque is smaller. But yeah, it's just preference. You can always buy a drop through and top mount it, but it still won't be exactly like a top mount because you're not designed to stand anywhere. See how there's no grip here? There's no grip from here all the way to there. That's how it came. You're not supposed to stand in this platform, but on a top mount, let me bring this into the light some more. On a top mount, you can really stand like here. You can stand over the front trucks, but that'd be pretty crazy. And you can even stand all the way back here on the kick, do some kick tricks, some cool stuff.